Hello, everybody. I'm Kimmie Rose, and this is your weekly vibe and mantra from August the 19th through the 25th of August 2018 AD. This week's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be one that has a lot to do with connecting with, like we talked about last week, connecting with balance. Now it's about merging forward, taking that balance and just walking with it. We've got an opportunity this week to see we're going to see a lot of extremes, both in our personal and lives and on a global realm, which is really going to be interesting. We're going to see a lot of highs and lows, and we're also going to feel these sudden changes where we're going to get triggered. So it's really important to find a balance. The same thing we're going to find happening on a global stage. You will hear about it from other people, and the thing about that is not to let that intensity anger you, frustrate you as this unfolds. What's being asked of us is simply to become observers. When we're able to step out of reactive, we're able to actually find a better balance within ourselves. And when we do that, we begin to see every experience as simply just feedback, letting us know that we either do or do not resonate with things, and we can let it go. Getting into that observer mode will allow us to learn the lessons. And from this space, we can do things that have to do more with our purpose. And as observers, we empower ourselves to remain centered through any situation, every challenge, so that we can actually fine tune and do what we create. Extreme situations no longer control us, and we can really be connected to our vibe. So it's important not to get caught up in the extremities. And I'm going to tell you, that's a hard thing to do. And for some reason, I'm doing this vibe a little bit early. So maybe there's a reason for that. I think that maybe the possibility that some of the global things that are going to be going on could be things that we'll be maybe doing some reports on. I can feel that energy, and I know that on Facebook, one of the things I notice is that people get really caught up in arguing with each other. Things that are going on with Trump, things that are going on here and there, and we totally lose track with what's going on in our own lives. And when we do that, we actually invoke that anger from the outside to the inside. That's hard to do. It's really hard to do, especially nowadays with all the social networking, and just constant information flowing from everywhere. It's really important to practice self-discipline. Be in touch with your own connection. So you actually have your own news channel in your energy field. How do you tune into it? We've been talking about that. We've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, talking about how actually the universe was removing things from our lives so we can feel ourselves. Then how we're having to find our own balance. Now, how do we take that forward? Kind of like the Wheel of Fortune card in the tarot. The Wheel of Fortune card actually says, take a look at your life and focus on what your challenges might be. Maybe now you have to look at your diet. Maybe there are things that actually kind of trigger you and press the buttons. Now I want to just make a comment. There's a dog barking. That's okay, and I'll tell you why. If I allow those situations that are absolutely not normal, because I chose to come outside and do this filming, to make me angry or upset because this isn't going to turn out the way it's supposed to be, then I wouldn't be trusting the moment. If somebody decides to fire up their lawnmower, it's okay, because I'm here, I'm present, and I'm sharing with you. There's a perfect example of how not to let things bother you. If you're driving and you're in a traffic jam and you need to be somewhere, You have a choice in that moment to get caught up in the extreme of being really upset, really angry, and actually, by the time you get to your appointment, you will be exhausted. Or you could turn on the radio and you could actually listen to some music. And what do? You can't change it, right? You're in a traffic jam, okay? You could smile at people. You could actually shift the energy. Give that a chance. I mean, give it a chance to maybe change some things around you. I've done that before, where people get really upset because they're actually stuck, and they'll be like dirty looks, and I'll just smile at them. Sometimes people will smile back, and then sometimes I think they think it's funny, and they give me dirty looks. But it doesn't hurt to try to balance that things. Let's try to really not be reactive, but become an observer. So if you're feeling that stuff come in, and you will this week, a lot of things, especially globally, coming in, a lot of news. It's going to be really hard not to get upset. It's going to be hard to not get caught up in that. It's important just to let things be and find something happy that you can do. I think listening to the radio or playing your own music, whatever it might be. If you have a delay, which there could be a lot of delays this week, take time to put something in your life that you normally wouldn't do. This week is going to be an amazing week. Remember, observe, be an observer. So you're going somewhere and you're getting caught up in traffic, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm late. Here's one of the things I do. I'll say, well, maybe we're supposed to be here because there's a sign and there's a place that, I like to look at little towns when I'm driving and try to see cool things. Maybe I'm supposed to get off at this exit or whatever it might be. Maybe I'm supposed to observe the child that's in front of me smiling and I'm going to wave. Whatever it is, allow yourself to observe. So when things come in, and I'm telling you, they will come in, instead of getting caught up in the negativity, become an observer and not a participant. Participate in peace. That's so very important. I cannot stress that enough. Participate right now as I'm talking and you're hearing a child having fun. There's a couple swimming pools I noticed. I didn't even notice that. Here I am. I'm participating and looking and noticing. Not only does my next door neighbor have a swimming pool, but the person next to them has a swimming pool, which is pretty cool. Didn't know that. Had that child not made that sound while I was doing this video, I wouldn't even know that there was a swimming pool over there. So this is about learning to be present. You're going to really notice a lot of things that, as my head's burning, things that are happening out there are just asking you to really look at what is in your present environment. The more we pay attention to what is in our present environment, the more we will be able to take that and merge it forward, because the next couple of weeks we're going to be moving things forward and our tribe is going to be walking with us. So, hey, you might be sitting there and maybe you're single and you're caught up in traffic, you're going to a meeting and some hot babe is looking at you. You never know. Oh, you could be you could look at them, smile at them, and then they look at you back. Hey, you don't know, that maybe that happened on purpose. So you need to trust the process. That's the vibe this week. We're going to do a mantra. And I would love to know how you dealt with the energy this week. What happened? And by allowing yourself to really pay attention instead of getting caught up in that energy and you became an observer, what happened to you that wouldn't have happened if you were in your mind getting mad about everything that was keeping you from getting to where you were supposed to be because you trusted where you were? So sit down, take a deep breath, and we're going to do the mantra. This week's mantra, we're going to actually ring the bells and move into the vibration for this week's mantra. And here it is. Totally take a deep breath and feel. Don't waste in hate. rather gather and create. I kind of feel like I'm like, don't waste and hate, rather gather and create. I don't think I can rap very well, but let's do it in a really quiet way. Don't waste and hate, rather gather and create. So instead of wasting that energy and the anger and that hatred of what you don't like in that moment, gather and create. If I was talking about being stuck in traffic. Maybe everybody that's stuck in traffic with you, they're part of your soul group. It's about creating good vibes. That's the mantra for this week. Share, please share, and please practice community. We're all beautiful prisms of light, and as we allow ourselves to be that prism, it's going to hurt a lot. Lots of changes in our life that we're going to feel like, why are these things moving away? The more you can exercise being a clear vessel, the more room and space you have to live your purpose. Thank you for joining me this week. I'll see you on Monday for free readings. And if you want to get a hold of me or any of the other Prism of Light Dream Team, the number is 734-854-1514, or you can go over to litetheway.com. Namaste.